Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Welcome to the extra time for Everton 2 Spurs 2. Everton snatched it at the death. It was a really, really eventful game. Good one for the neutrals, I'd imagine, as well. I mean, not so much for us. I mean, we never do anything the easy way, but at least we got a point out of this one. I think you've probably taken a point from a home game against Spurs going into it. Twice we had to come from behind, and we've not been good at coming from behind either. So that's another positive, I guess. So there's plenty to look back on. Like I say, this game was full of drama and full of flashpoints. Really, so we'll get straight into it. Obviously, it went pretty wrong straight away. I think Richarlison scored about 4 minutes in, was it?
Yeah, about that it was. Yeah, I think. Yeah, definitely.
And then obviously it had to be Richarlison. Then I mean, you're thinking, here we go again. Also, what do you think of the lineups going into the game? He changed it up a bit, didn't he? I think he went more like
It,
weird back.
it was more just. I think the only change was game for Danjuma, I believe, and it was kind of a similar setup to what we'd seen at Fulham, but just a bit more of a typical midfielder moving McNeil back out there. I think it was it not?
That's right. Yeah, McNeil was on, and yeah, it was almost like it's like a 5-3-2 he's been using recently, isn't it?
Yeah, but obviously it was a bit more typical now. Obviously you've got Young playing a bit further forward, but obviously helping out with Godfrey playing, I guess, the kind of more unfamiliar role of right back compared to like a centre back role that he's used to. But it's working quite well for us, to be fair. I thought Godfrey and Young kind of both had decent games, to be fair. Maybe more on the defensive side of things than offensively, but were definitely involved and did well, I thought.
Definitely. I don't think there was a particularly poor performance anywhere on the pitch. I will say that I think we played particularly well. Even if we weren't exceptional, I don't think anyone was poor, so to speak.
Hmm. Like I say, I think you said at the start that, before the game we probably would have taken a draw. But I think by the end of it, I think a draw was the very minimum we deserved out of it, to be honest. I thought, especially in the first half, um, we limited to them to very few chances, and it just so happened that basically the only two shots on goal they had went in. I think the first one we probably could have should have done a bit better with. I think maybe, you know, like Richarlison's in definitely too much space, and it's a good finish, but should definitely be picked up more. And then the second one, I kind of have a bit of sympathy for us there, really. Just one of them goals, really, where it was just a really great finish, really, and I thought we defended well. And you don't expect Richarlison to score from that position, but it seemed like nothing was going to stop him at some point on that day, really. So.
But like I say, we did like fight back twice. With regards to the first goal, our first goal, it was harsh for Calvert-Lewin in it because obviously he's been trying to break stuff for so long, and literally his own teammates robbed him of a goal. It's it's sod's law, really, isn't it? But I mean, take whatever goals you can get at the moment. I think when you're in the position we're in, um, yeah, it's one of those. It's just again that we'll talk about it more on on our second goal, but the VAR took ages again, and it was more nail biting of that. And I read a good article in the Echo actually earlier today about how you just can't enjoy a goal anymore, can you? It's just
Hmm.
everything's got to be up in the air, got to be up for debate. Everyone's got to deliberate over everything.
Hmm.
It does kind of ruin the match day experience. I wasn't at this game, but it really does. Even if you're watching on the TV, I didn't watch the first half at all live. And we watched the game afterwards, but I can't imagine what it's been like watching that live and biting your nails waiting for a decision. It's just kind of it does take that raw emotion out of the game, doesn't it?
Mm. Yeah, definitely. I think, definitely for the first goal, I almost had to stop myself, because it was one of them where, right in on the goalkeeper from the corner. I think Michael Oliver had already blown up for one before, like for something, very soft that, just because the keeper's gone down, he feels almost compelled to give a foul. So I was a little nervous about that one. But then I think the second one, after such a string of like, bad decisions and getting on the referee's back, that release of emotion when we got the equaliser, you kind of let yourself go a little bit. And it's only after you settle down you think, oh God, hang on, he's still he hasn't got back to the centre circle yet here. And you start to worry again. And yeah, like I say, when you're in the ground, like, it's really like, at least on the TV, you can see the replays and you have a bit of an idea whether or not it's going to be given or not. But when you're in the ground, you have absolutely no idea. It's completely blind.
It's all these elements of anxiety and uncertainty that we never really had to have about 5 or 6 years ago. I could do without it, to be honest with you, but yeah, I mean, we'll talk about a bit more about you were talking about the Tottenham goalkeeper getting clattered a little bit, and Ange Postecoglou was moaning a bit about that, wasn't he, after the game?
Yeah, he was, and like obviously Deitch said it wasn't anything really deliberate, but it that sometimes feels it's a little bit like one of them where Deitch is almost stoking the fire and playing a little bit coy with it when really. I mean, it did definitely seem, at least, it's something we've seen a lot this season, to be fair. We like sending in corners to the back post, and, Tarkowski in particular, usually aiming for him at the back stick, trying to knock it back across. And that's obviously how we got the first goal and then the second one with the flick on. Um, and yeah, like I say, it's good to see us, being a threat from set pieces so regularly now. When for so many seasons before this one, it was basically nothing to us really.
Let's call it what it is. It's our trump card, isn't it? Really, it is a trump card for us. It's going to be, if we are to stay up and get out of the mess we're in, set piece goals are going to be crucial, I think, for us come the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, like I say, we've seen so many this season now.
And obviously, like, it's the whole reason we got to point out to this instead of zero. So, the more we can be a threat from set pieces, it just gives the opponent something to think about. And clearly, Ange Postecoglou had his back up about the way we were whipping them crosses in. So, clearly, we must be doing something right if the opponent manager isn't happy. You know, if he's a got beat there, he's probably given us some dodgy patronising pat on the back. So, we're obviously rattled his cage a bit. That's good news. And like you say, the ref did everything he could to try and protect their goalkeeper as well. It was only the 2 goals really that he let slide, but there could have been so many more goals if he'd have like been a bit more lenient on towards the attackers. But it just doesn't happen in this league, and especially not as far as we're concerned. I think our fans are obviously getting on the referees' backs a lot more now because we have been on the receiving end of some bad decisions this season.
Yeah, definitely. I think if I'm being honest, I think the referee had a very bad day all round on Saturday. To be honest, I think there was a lot of poor decisions, and with the whole backdrop of obviously the protesting again against the Premier League as a whole, uh, there was already a lot of anger about that, and even the most experienced ref in the Premier League, let's be honest, even he, uh, wasn't able to control the game, I guess. But at the same time, I think Spurs kind of capitalized on that a little bit in the second half, and I think they were able to take the sting out of the game because in the first half, I thought we were just on top of them pretty much throughout, really, and it was only for wastefulness in front of goal again that we were somehow behind at half time, and then. As I say, in the second half, I think they managed the game very well, really, and like going down whenever they could get away with it, and stopping any sort of momentum with us, and then trying to hit us on the break and kill the game. And obviously, it took some good defending to stop that. But at the same time, that's taking advantage of the fact that the referee is buying off of those fouls really, and Madison in particular going down whenever he felt the opportunity, and yeah, you could tell we really struggled with that.
Yeah, I mean it's really irritating to watch when you're trying to win it, like fight your way back into a game, and that's the thing. When the chips are down, what you need to do is dig in and fight. And if the referee's not going to give you the chance to battle your way out of the situation you're in, then you're on a hiding to nothing sometimes. So we've done really well to find a way. And again, even like we will touch on our equalising goal at the end now, but even in the run up to the free kick that we got that led to the goal, there was a series of fouls against our players that weren't given as well. Pretty sure there was two like blatant fouls that he waved away, and then it was only the final foul that he finally blew for the free kick that led to the goal.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say,
Desperate
it
not to
was
give
all
us one,
game.
but like you say, we got the free kick, and of course it's flicked on by Romero, and then Brantwaite again goes in close to the keeper, brave, dives in and just nods it past him. Keeper ends up in the goal, rolling around again, like he's been shot. And you're thinking, oh, here we go again, because the keeper was obviously trying to milk it, trying to get the goal disallowed. And then you got the potential of Brantwaite being offside as well. So it felt like they were looking for any reason to potentially disallow the goal. But fair play, I think, for once, that whoever was in the VAR room actually had some brain cells. So, you
Hmm.
know, it wasn't offside. He was, I'd say he was level, maybe even onside. And there was definitely no foul. So,
Yeah.
clearly they've stopped and had a proper think about it for once and come to the correct decision. It's not often we see that, especially as far as Everton are concerned. But for once we got somewhere. But as we've discussed in this game, we need not have even been fighting back from behind if the referee has been a bit more, you know, certainly on his A game, because I think, like you say, for both, whether it was for us or in their favour, it didn't really matter. I think, like you say, the referee, Michael Oliver, was really poor. So, thankfully, they got the last one right and we got a point out of the game, but it's disappointing, really. And hopefully, we can use that sort of last minute equaliser as a bit of a springboard. But obviously, it's City next, so not the best way of building momentum going after any decent results is to go to Man City. So,
Hmm.
we'll see what happens, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Um,
Hmm. Of course, it's worth noting as well that of course with such a bad refereeing display that for the City game we're going to be without our manager on the touchline. Obviously, Dyche
of course,
got
yeah.
his
I
third
mean,
booking.
in fact, I think what I was discussing there, it was the two refereeing decisions that was mentioned in the run up to our free kick, wasn't it? It was
Hmm.
he was screaming about one of those decisions, I think, and he got booked for it. And
Yeah.
he was right to be incensed about the two decisions that had gone before that. And like obviously we got the third one for the free kick that led to the goal, but there was, like I was saying, the referee was clearly doing his utmost to avoid giving us a free kick if he was, because like as we discussed in this show here, we were a threat from set pieces, so the referees probably didn't want us to have a set piece.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and Sean Dyche was clearly livid, and rightly so. So again, like with the referees have done us a disservice again. Like you say, like we spoke about the result there, but like you say, Sean Dyche has got a ban now, so that's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah.
Just just the fact that Sean Dyche is banned for being on three yellow cards. The fact that Dyche has been booked three times
Hmm.
tells you how many times he's been really apoplectic about the decisions that are going on the pitch. So,
Hmm.
you know, it's the refereeing decisions shouldn't be bad enough for a referee to be that livid that he crosses the line on three separate occasions.
Yeah, exactly that. And this should be one of them where like you look at the Calvert-Lewin red card getting rescinded. If they like review the incident that Dyche is complaining about and and say afterwards that oh yeah maybe he had a point that it should almost be that the yellow card gets
No, I
rescinded,
think,
but obviously they can't do stuff like that. But it's
or I think they'll have said it was his demeanour or his conduct rather than the fact that he's believed the decision was incorrect, because the decision was clearly incorrect. But it's more the fact that how many times have they got to get it wrong? It's clearly like three separate occasions. Dyche just crossed the line with his anger towards
mm,
the decisions. So, but all of them, you could argue. I'll go back and check which ones the other two were, but I can imagine they were bloody justified. Like the amount of bad decisions that have gone on against us this season. So Yeah, I mean it's a shame to lose like for the next game, but I'm not sure it'll make a great deal of difference regardless. At City, it's just like Ian Bowen will probably take charge, and hopefully we can just put in a good performance, and you never know, we might get a result. But I mean, I'm not um, holding out too much hope, but it's one of those games just to get out of the way, I think, and hopefully
Hmm.
regroup. I think we've got some um, sides in the bottom half after that, so hopefully we can get back to winning ways against one of those. But yeah, just for now, I think take what we can get. A point against Spurs isn't that bad, and the fact that we fought from behind twice is a good omen as well because we haven't done that very well this season. Um, Stats show that we'd only picked up 1 point from losing positions before that, so the fact that we've doubled that in one game is yeah, that's good news too. That we're going to need that kind of fighting spirit for the rest of the season. So hopefully that we can keep that up. We'll be okay.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think for City, I'd just be happy with no injuries. I think that's genuinely the
Yeah, me too.
I think that's all I can really ask for, to be honest. I think most people are starting to sense that they're going to go on one of these runs that they always seem to every season, where they just win like 15 games in a row and sweep the league. So, like, as long as it's not too like messy, then I don't mind getting swept up as part of that really too much.
Yeah, precisely, mate. I think it's just get it out the way and hopefully, like I say, get some other wins under our belt later down the line. But yeah, like I say, for now, we'll leave it at that. Everton 2, Spurs 2. Let us know your opinions on this game. Um, a point and 2 dropped, whatever way you see it. Let us know your opinions. Get your comments in. Give this video a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in on the Toffee Blues.